In 2017, the perfumer Cécile Martin came up with a fragrance called Stronger With You for Emporio Armani. This one right here. It's a beautiful scent. It's a warm, spicy vanilla with the main note of chestnut. Now, of course, a fragrance like this is definitely going to spawn some flankers, and there is plenty to go around. The next one that came out was in 2019, and it exchanged the chestnut for some toffee. It was Stronger With You, and it's the Intensely. They look pretty much the same, except it says Intensely right here, and the colors are just a little bit different. And Stronger With You Intensely, like I said, is going to have the main note of toffee. Now, not too long after that, in 2020, we got two flankers. And one of those two is really one of my favorites. But the first one that I got from that is Stronger With You Freeze. I guess they decided to kind of lighten it up a little bit. It's going to have the note of ginger in there, which makes it a little bit more wearable for the summertime. It's not quite as dense, but of course the DNA of the original Emporio Armani is really prevalent throughout all of those. The other one that came out in 2020 is a really nice one, and it is Stronger With You, and it is a leather edition. In this one, we're back at the chestnut from the original, where the freeze had a maroon glaze in it for the sweetness. So we're back at the chestnut in the leather, but also you're going to have the addition of some gaiac wood, and there's also going to be some agar wood in this one, and a nice dose of leather. It's a really amazing scent. Love wearing this one. I do have a video that goes over, I think this one, the freeze, and one more. I will try to link it in the top. If not, I will link it in the bottom for you in the description. There is one more that came out in 2021 as a flanker before we get to the OUD edition, and that was the Stronger With You Absolutely. Absolutely is also a really nice fragrance. What happens here is we have the nice and beautiful addition of rum. I also did a rundown of how this one smells a little bit more in detail, and I will also link it for you in the bottom if you're interested for you to enjoy a little bit later. Then in 2022, there's two more additions to this line. We have Stronger With You Only. It's a lighter citrus vanilla. I don't have that one yet. I might get it at some point. But there's the second one. It's really the more important one for me, and it's the Stronger With You, and it's an OUD edition. Since this one is only released in the Middle East and Europe, it's going to be a little bit harder to find in the US. You might have to order it from Canada or something like that, perhaps. That's why I think let's go over and look at the presentation, look at the box. That way you know what to look for if you're interested. This woody oriental has really good protection, and it has really good longevity. It's not quite beast mode, but it definitely is ranking right up there. Lasts pretty good. Let's give it another spray. As I'm smelling this, there's a couple things. I said it's got good longevity and it's got good protection, and it does. However, the protection isn't going to be quite as big. It's not monstrous. It's a little bit more in a sort of an elegant way. The OUD also isn't too great or in the forefront. It's more like the OUD sits in the back of the fragrance, while dominantly you're going to get the scent profile of the Stronger With You. When I first smelled this one, it kind of reminded me just a tad of the leather edition from 2020. In the leather, you also have some agar wood in there. I guess that's why it reminded me of it. In this particular edition, the OUD edition, you're going to have the agar wood and the OUD, which is agar, really amped up. It's much more of a woody scent. And there's a tiny hint of leather in this one as well. I guess the OUD is similar to the leather edition, with the OUD and leather really amped up in the OUD edition. So there's no doubt, if you like the leather already, then you will certainly love the OUD. This would be a great time for you to leave a like if you're getting anything out of this at all, or maybe even subscribe for more fragrance content. I'd love to have you on board. Thank you in advance. Some people say that the OUD from Armani or Emporio Armani, Stronger With You, is or smells along the lines or smells very similar to Hugo Boss bottled oud. Now, I respectfully disagree and I agree. Yes, the oud used in Boss bottled oud may be the same. It's sort of a novice oud. Anybody could wear it. It smells very pleasant, not too in your face, and it's not too thick and heavy and too woodsy. However, Boss bottled oud, there is oil of nagarmotha in it and some citruses. And the nagarmotha in this particular fragrance gives it a sort of earthy, woody feel. Giorgio Armani oud is going, or Stronger With You oud I should say, is going to be a lot denser because the scent profile of the Stronger With You line is kind of sweet and dense. So to me, those are two very different fragrances, at least to my nose. Now, of course, I wore this one in the summertime. Believe it or not, when I was in Aspen, I did wear this one and I actually got some compliments on it. You're just gonna have to go a little bit lighter on the sprays as you wear this. Like 1 or 2 is probably going to be enough from a little bit of a distance because it's really going to project pretty much in the high heat. However, I would be careful if you wear this on a date. Yes, I mean, these are very popular date fragrances, the Stronger With You. However, the oud is going to be it's still an oud fragrance. So not everyone likes the scent of oud. For a lot of people, it's too smoky, it's too woody, it's too outdoorsy, it's too whatever. So on a first date, I would definitely refrain from wearing something like this, unless, of course, you know that your partner is going to enjoy a fragrance like that. But me, you know, I have a wife. My wife loves oud, so I can wear this whatever and whenever. Now, I do admit when I wore it in Aspen, it was in the evening and it was in an air-conditioned space. It wasn't out hiking, you know, in the high heat. As far as the performance is concerned on this one, it's going to last for hours. I mean, really, it has really good longevity. Now, it doesn't change too much as you wear it. The only difference that I would think over time as I wore it, I felt kind of like the oud was sort of dissipating over time and it became more of a Stronger With You fragrance. That scent profile definitely came to the forefront more and more as the hours went by. After all, it is still a Stronger With You. And if you love the Stronger With You scent profile, then this one is a nice little addition with a little bit of a Middle Eastern oud twist. For me personally, I still like the leather the best. I think the versatility is a little bit greater. It's a wonderful scent if you can get a hold of it. That's this one right here. A really, really great one. My favorite out of the line. Followed really closely by the Intensely. And then, of course, the oud is my third choice. And then all the other ones sort of follow behind. That's my personal preference though. What do you have some of these? Which ones do you want to try? Which ones do you like the best? What is your lineup? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this rundown of Stronger With You by Giorgio Armani or Emporio Armani. If you did, don't forget to love, like, share, all those wonderful things that help me grow this channel so I can give you more content. I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice, and I will talk to you soon.